this is Sophie Lawson from sophielawson.com, and this is episode 80 of the So Free Art podcast, which is a little podcast that I do about the art and tings. And this one is going to be all about the challenges of art challenges, because October is the month of Inktober. So I thought it was quite a good time to talk about art challenges. So that's going to be the main topic, is the challenges of art challenges. I got a few little notes here on my little paper towel, and what I've said is I'm going to talk about the difference between a monthly art challenge and a yearly art challenge. I'm going to talk about simplifying, things I've learned over the past few art challenges, because I think I've done 5 art challenges now over the past couple of years. So I'm going to talk about what I learnt, talking about imperfection and too much / overwhelm. So that's basically where I'm going to go with it. I haven't wrote any notes or anything, so it's going to be a bit of a spontaneous one. I hope you enjoy it. That's the main topic. Also a little bit about the website. I'm still working on it, but again, this kind of goes in with this art challenge thing. Trying to do an art challenge while you're also trying to do other things, that's part of the challenge. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. But the website is coming together slowly, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep everything that was on it. I'm going to keep everything that was on it, but I'm going to simplify it, and it should be really easy now to update the site. But it's going to take a few months to get that site back to normal. But that's basically what I'm doing. Woo! After this video, I'm going to do 2 little click-look videos. The first one is an art book called Dreams, and it's the art of Boris Vallejo. The second one is an art book called Sketchbook, and it's sketches from the same artist, Boris Vallejo and Julie Bell. So those 2 little books I'm going to be doing in a minute. I'm really excited to do those. My cousin Mark said about these art books, so I'm quite fascinated. They look like they're going to be sort of creatures and characters of, kind of like creaturey characters. You've got, on the cover, you've got like a woman with wings, so it's kind of like mythical beasts and stuff. Very fantasy based. I'm excited for that. You'll be able to find that on youtube.com/Sophie Lawson. And basically that is it. I think that's it. I was going to talk a little bit about these pens, because I have to buy some new pens, because Inktober. Actually, let's get into this. Oh, little Dennis. I ripped his little head thing off. But, well, that means it is time for this week's topic, all about the art challenges. So, where do we start with this one? I think I'm going to start with some tools, actually, because it kind of goes into the challenges of it. So one of the challenges with an art challenge is, I think the main thing is the size of your art. Because if you're, especially with like Inktober, which is a very technical thing with the ink, the bigger the paper that you're using, it is going to take more time. And one of the things I've learned over the challenges I've done is that a big part of doing a successful art challenge is not overwhelming yourself. So I have started using these tiny little books for my art challenges. So I've got like a little A5 sketchbook which I do my Inktobers in, and it just works really well because you can get like a little ink drawing done in about 30 minutes, depends on what you're doing, but like you get them done in about 30 minutes or something. So it becomes a fun thing, and also if you mess up, it doesn't matter, it's only 30 minutes, you can just turn the page and do another one. And so I've started doing a yearly art challenge, which is drawing every day, and for that one I'm using very similar size sketchbooks, but they're little square ones, and I've just been drawing little fishies every day, which is really fun. But I think, again, if I was using a bigger sketchbook, I don't think it'd be as much fun, because it would require more time as well. And that's the main thing, is making sure you're not trying to do too much. That's something I've learned. So the sketchbooks that I love, I'm falling in love with these. You can get them in various sizes, and they look a bit like moleskin sketchbooks with like a little elastic thing that goes around the front and stuff. But they are by Art Creation, and there they are. They're sketchbooks, and you get 80 sheets, 9 by 14 centimetres. So they're very tiny little things, but these are beautiful, and they've got like a sort of a soft but a hard cover, a bit like spongy. Really nice. I'm going to do a separate video of these, because the detailing on them is really nice as well. So I'll do a little video on them later. And the pens I'm using for Inktober, I absolutely love Darwin's ink pens, little 0.5 ones, but my all-time favourites are the Tombow calligraphy pens. These are like little brush pens, but they've got like a stiff tip, but it just means you can do your details, and you can get thick and thin lines with that brush. It's a really nice brush pen, that. So I'll put links to all of this in the show notes at sophielawson.com. But this is a Tombow calligraphy pen, and it is a WS/BH. And what I was going to say was, what I found is, once you find a tool that you really like, it's just nice to like buy a bunch of them. Because a couple of days ago I was in the middle of doing an inking on my Inktober, and the pen started running out, and then so I went and got some more. But always have enough supplies, that's one of my little rules. So that's enough about the tools. What I was going to do was just talk about the differences between like a monthly art challenge and a yearly one. So with like Inktober, which is a monthly art challenge, I feel like, because what I do with that one is, one of the ways I've been able to not be overwhelmed by it is I do like buffer. I like build up a little buffer. So on like a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'm working 2 different jobs, so it's really hard to guarantee that I'm going to be able to do a drawing on that day. And also, I don't really want to be doing an Inktober, because I think if I'm doing an Inktober on those days and I know I've got limited time, that will come into my drawing. I've noticed that when you're pushed for time, it shows in your drawing, because you start rushing, and I don't want to be rushing anything when I'm creating drawings and stuff. So what I do is, on the Saturday, I will do my Sunday, Monday, Tuesday Inktober. So I'll do 4 Inktobers on the Saturday, and then what that means is, on the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all I've got to do is share it. And even on Instagram and stuff, you can like schedule your post, or you can create your post and save it. So then all you've got to do on a Sunday is open up Instagram and hit one button, and it's all done. So it's almost like on the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, you don't even have to really do anything, which is really cool. That's one of the ways I've found like not being overwhelmed with it, because when I first started doing art challenges, I felt like what I was trying to do everything every day, and also keep doing my jobs and everything else you've got to do. And it got to a point about the 3rd or 4th week, because the first one I did was called the Digital Dream. It was just a little art challenge that I made up. It was a 3-month art challenge at the end of 2017. And what I was doing was experimenting on the computer to see if I would enjoy doing digital drawing, and I did. I really enjoyed it. But I was trying to do so much that that was probably one of my favourite challenges, because I just started taking bits away. Each week I started saying, because I was trying to do a blog post, a weekly video. No, actually I was trying to do a daily video, which was mad. Yeah, because about 2 weeks in I thought I can't do all of this. So I just started taking out bits that wasn't important. All that was important was that I was doing my drawing. And everything else was like extra stuff. So I learnt in that one that what you think you can do, you probably can't. It kind of goes into that thing with that Hufkinson's law again, where stuff takes longer than you think. So you think, I'll do this drawing every day, and then what'll happen is you'll realise it's too technical. This is why I think it's a good idea to have a buffer with like an Inktober, because I think with a monthly art challenge, it's more about showing up every day to make sure that you've got something. Yeah, a monthly art challenge is more having a drawing every day. But for me personally, it doesn't matter whether I do, like, if I reckon you could do 30 drawings in one day, and the rest of the art challenge you just share the drawings. To me, something like Inktober is more about sharing something every day, whereas this yearly art challenge, which I've got a little friend called Rebecca, and she emailed me, and what we're doing is each day we're going to be doing a little drawing, and it's a drawing from our imagination, and it's just between us, but we're sharing them on Instagram. So I guess it will be for everybody as well, which is fun. But this challenge is totally different to me, because this one is all about improving my imagination skills. But the main thing is it's a drawing challenge where part of the challenge is not actually doing the drawing, it's just showing up every day to do the drawing. So like if you was to, because you could for instance do like 20 drawings in one day and then share them over the next 20 days. But that to me wouldn't be what the challenge is about. Because like I say, part of the challenge is actually turning up to draw. It's to build a habit of drawing every day. So with Inktober, it's more just about producing 30 drawings. It doesn't matter when you produce them. With a yearly challenge, if the point of the challenge is to draw every day, then you've got to be drawing every day. So one of the ways I've found to do it at the moment, I've only just started, I'm on day 5. And what I've done is I'm using a little sketchbook. I'm doing it very simple. There's no background, it's just a character, because I also want to improve my ability to draw characters. So I've decided I'm going to be drawing a little character every day. I've also, because each day I'm having to turn up and decide what I'm going to be drawing, I've limited myself to fishies. So I've decided for the first month, which is Inktober, no it's not, it's October, for the first month I'm only going to be drawing fishies. So it means when I sit down to do a drawing, because I've got to draw it from my imagination, I haven't got to be deciding what sort of character am I going to draw. I already know I'm drawing a fishy. So what I've found to be really good is, when you're doing an art challenge, it's almost like limit yourself to things. It goes back to something Austin Kleon said in one of his books. He said something like, limitations lead to freedom or something. Because the more you limit yourself, the easier it is to come up with ideas, I've noticed. Because if I was sitting down and I could do any animal, all of a sudden I'd start thinking, should I do a cat doing this? And then you're going to end up spending more time thinking about what you're going to draw than what you're actually drawing, than actually doing the drawing. It's quite funny, really. So, but what I've thought is, each month I could do different animals. So like next month I could do slugs or snails or something. It's just fun. And then what I do is, while I'm at work, as I'm cleaning and stuff, I come up with these little ideas. Like this morning, I was cleaning, I didn't know what I was going to draw today, and I just thought, dead fishy. In my head, the thing I've noticed is, in my head, these things always look a lot funnier and a lot better than what I can do when I draw them. But I think that's also part of the challenge is, part of this challenge is going to be, in a year's time, it's going to be amazing to look back and see if, you will have improved, I think. So it's going to be quite fascinating to see your improvement, because the fishy from day one, the fishy you do on the last day, the drawing, it should be hopefully a lot better than the first one. So it's going to be quite exciting, really, seeing your progress and stuff. But it's also just fun coming up with these ideas. Yeah, so like a little recommendation I've got for doing these art challenges, especially a yearly one, is to limit yourself. So I've limited myself this first month to fishies. I've limited myself to a small sketchbook, which means I can't get carried away. I've limited myself to only using coloured pencils for this first month. And again, what I might do is each month use a different medium. So like next month it might be a little watercolour, which would be fun. But again, it's just, I think the key to having a successful art challenge is minimising the amount of variables, really. Because like if you're going into an Inktober, yeah, this is something else that's happened as well. Where is it? There's this Jake Parker who runs Inktober. He's created like a prompt list, and what it is he's got 31 prompts, and every day you have a different word, and what you have to do is create a drawing based off the word. So yesterday's word was swing, so I drew a little Sophie sitting on a swing. Now, the thing is, last year I just drew my own drawings. I drew video game characters and stuff like that, anime characters. But again, it had so much choice that I spent a lot of time trying to work out what I was going to be drawing. So what I thought last year was, I thought prompts would actually be harder, because I thought you'd be limited by the word. And yeah, I didn't really like the thought of doing prompts. But what happened was, this year, the week before Inktober, my website broke. So all of a sudden I thought, oh, I've got to fix this website. And then I thought Inktober's next week. So what I did was I got Jake Parker's prompt list, and I thought I'll give the prompt list a try. And what I found is it's very freeing, because you're limited by the word. So yeah, it's also, you're having to think in your imagination with coming up with ideas. So there's lots of different skills going on here. You've got your inking skills, you've got your imagination skills. Yeah, it's quite fun actually. I think for the rest of my time, every time I do Inktober, I'm going to do it via prompt lists, because it's a lot of fun. What's also fun is going on Instagram and seeing, like, you can search via the words, so you can see what everyone else is doing. And that's always been one of my favourite things with art challenges, is looking at other artists' work, which is cool. So what else I've got here? Simplify. Again, that's kind of like getting rid of your variables, limiting your tools, limiting the size that you're working on, and limiting the sort of characters you're drawing. Yeah, just limit yourself as much as you can, and it allows you, it frees you up. It's really weird. It's like a paradox. One of these little paradoxes. So something I was going to say was about imperfection. So again, this kind of goes with one of my Inktobers, because one of the challenges with doing an art challenge is finding the time if you've got lots of stuff to do. But this goes back to something that Rebecca, I'll put a link in the show notes, because there's this video which inspired Rebecca to start a drawing challenge of drawing every day. And what he said on that video was, I forgot. What did he say? He said what was I talking about? I've just lost my train of... Yes. What he said was, he said you will find the time. It's kind of like, if it's important, you'll find the time. So no matter what you're doing, you can always find the time. This is why if you simplify everything, it's going to take less time. So, but coming to imperfections, one of my Inktobers the word was husky. The only thing I could think of was drawing a husky dog. But what I've done is I've limited myself to my character, Little Sophie, so it has to be a drawing based around Little Sophie. So what I thought I'd do was have Little Sophie hugging a husky dog. But my skills are not really good enough yet to do... I was trying to turn a dog into a cartoon character doggy. And it wasn't really quite good. I've got weird thoughts going through my head at the minute. I've got these weird thoughts going through my head which are saying... yeah, they're like really negative thoughts. They're saying stuff like, you're talking a load of rubbish, and that's weird. Yeah. Why does the mind do that? It's almost like there's a little thing inside my head trying to put me off. Very weird. Yeah, that is very weird. It's like a little negative... Yeah, like it almost goes into that thing where you have like little angels on one shoulder, a little demon on the other one. At the moment, the little demon is in my head. Saying lots of negative things, but yeah, so what I've learnt with these art challenges is this was something I learnt in the Digital Dream one. Before I ever started an art challenge, I was really scared to share things online because I thought it wasn't good enough, and I was always like aiming for perfection, which we all know is impossible, and it was just holding me back from sharing things. And these art challenges are amazing for they allow you to put out imperfect work. And what happens is you put out a drawing which you know isn't perfect, but it's good enough. It's good enough with the amount of time you've got and all the other variables and stuff. So it's good enough. And then what you realise is nobody actually cares. So yeah, it just frees you up, because all of a sudden you realise, it takes a lot of the pressure off, because you can start making mistakes. I've only got one page left here. You can start making mistakes, and yeah, it just doesn't matter. And the challenge becomes about just drawing and having fun, really, and you're learning all the time. But one of the amazing things is, if I go back to the first like little Inktober drawing I did, which was last year, if I compare it now, it's so much better. But it's only so much better because I was putting out these ones that weren't as good. So it's almost like you have to put out these ones that aren't as good in order to get good. Because if, say for instance, if I was scared of putting out imperfect work, I wouldn't have put anything out, so I wouldn't have got to a point now where I'm doing better stuff. Yeah, so it's just like art challenges are way more than drawing. It's a very mindful thing as well. There's lots of psychological stuff going on with these art challenges. You're learning to share things. You're learning about your limitations and how to produce stuff like under your limitations. But it's also really inspiring because you're seeing yourself getting better. And then when you're doing an art challenge with like your friends, with this one, that's even more fun because you feel like you're all in it together. It's just nice. So what I would say is, whilst art challenges are incredibly challenging, especially I would say the first couple that you do, they're going to feel, well, at least for me, it felt like this is impossible. And I thought to myself, there's no way I can do these art challenges. But it wasn't the art challenge that was the problem, it was the way I was doing it. And all the things I've said about, like, limiting yourself and simplifying everything, it just makes the challenge less of a challenge. But there's always going to be a challenge there because you are challenging yourself. So with this one, I'm challenging myself to be imaginative. So like the yearly one is the challenge of drawing every day. The Inktober one is the challenge of like drawing ink, which is something I'm still not 100% with. If you do a painting challenge, the challenge is doing painting. So what you're doing is you're taking yourself out your comfort zone, but you've got to make sure you're not going so far out your comfort zone that you get scared and that would just put you off doing them forever. So what you have to do really is like iterate in public. Yeah, which again, it comes back to this imperfect work thing. So all I'm going to say really is that art challenges are amazing. I just think they are something every artist should be doing. And when you start them, if you've never done one before, and you think, oh my goodness, this is not for me, it's too much, what I'd say is look at what you're doing and break it down. There is always a way to do an art challenge in a way that is fun. There's always a way to do it in a way that's fun and like doable. Yeah, no matter what's going on in your life, there's always a way to do a drawing and not be overwhelmed or something. So basically that's it really. I hope you enjoyed that little talk about challenges, of art challenges. I've still got these negative thoughts in my head. Boing. Yeah, I really do not like negative thoughts. But that's a problem. You shouldn't be not liking them, you should be accepting them. I guess I did accept them by talking about them, because in the past I would have I'd have let those negative thoughts go around. Well, in the old days, what I would have done was those negative thoughts would have come into my head. They would have got so strong, I would have just stopped the podcast and deleted it and not shared it. So in a way, you could say this podcast might be imperfect, but like in 100 episodes' time, hopefully it'll lead to something that's a bit more better. You're never going to have a perfect podcast. Nope, you're never going to have a perfect podcast. It's quite fun though. So I think one of the keys about negative thoughts is embracing them really, talking about them. Because when you talk about them, they lose their power. That's something I've noticed, which is quite nice. But it's like, sometimes it's a bit annoying because you're doing all this work, like you're doing all this meditation, lucid dreaming, writing, you're doing all this work on these negative thoughts, and they just don't seem to go away. It's a little bit annoying. But I think, like I said, I don't think the point of it is to make them go away. It's to let them be there, and because they will pass in the end. They will pass in the end. Bing! That's basically it for this week's little podcast. I'm going to go and do these quick looks now. I am so excited for these. You'll be able to find them on youtube.com/SophieLawson. Sophie Lawson, hey! Sophie Lawson. I was going to do that. What I was going to do... So I got this really funny idea of doing a podcast about impressions. Because I could do loads of different voices and stuff. In my little handbag, I used to pull out topics from the handbag. Or little Dennis used to pull out topics from the handbag. And one of the topics was... It was going to be doing impressions. I really want to do that because I think it'd be quite funny. Yeah, that'll be for the future at some point. This week's little inspirational quote, where is it? It kind of links in with this topic, and it's from one of my favourite people, Sean McCabe, who you can find at seanwest.com. Again, links in the description and show notes and stuff. But this week's inspirational quote goes to Sean McCabe, and this is key, I think, for art challenges. Choose consistency over perfection. Love that, because what he talks about is consistency. If you're aiming for consistency, because if you're aiming for perfection, you're just going to get frustrated and it will probably be demoralising. If you're aiming for consistency, it's much easier to be consistent every day. Because like I said, you could, I've thought about this, for this yearly art challenge, I could just draw little stick men. And that would be good enough. I mean, if you've only got, say you've got a really busy day, and you've only got 1 minute to do a drawing, do a little stick man. because you're still doing a drawing, and the challenge is not the quality of your work. The challenge is showing up to draw every day. So choose consistency over perfection. Sean McCabe. Woo!